Gamers, fevers, burgers. Grab your snacks. The underdog, the legend in his own mind. Jaybeazt, dropping memes and bringing heat. Jaybeazt, stream is starting, pull up a seat. Breaking news, trailers dropped. I react and maybe sound a bit shocked. New game hype, I got the tea. Call of Duty, Battlefield, come watch me. Not a big shot, just starting out. But I'll hype your chat and hype my clout. My aim's kinda bad, my joke's kinda worse. But at least I never stream with rehearse. Jaybeazt, underdog with gamer streak. Jaybeazt, laughs, reacts, chaos you seek. Warning. Jaybeazt, you may mispronounce your favorite game. Please remain calm. Chat's alive, memes flying fast. I may fail, but it's always a blast. Subscriber hype, not just some friends. But the fun and chaos never ends. Reacting, chatting, sometimes I play. Even if I die in the first 5 minutes. Hey, new game breakdown, I'll nerd out loud. Making jokes, looking goofy, maybe proud. Jaybeazt, underdog, but bringing fire. Jaybeazt, love by beats, memes and satire. Who's in chat? Beast back. What's the game? Total snack. Level up? Maybe not yet. But we laugh, we hype, you won't forget. Achievements, sure, but I miss a lot. Glitches, bugs, rage quits I've caught. But while the pros are flexing loot, I'm here, underdog with style and cute. Streaming news, trailers, reactions too. Sometimes I even know what I'm doing. Kinda true. Chat laughs, memes fly, and everyone's hyped. Welcome to Jaybeazt, the underdog is live tonight. Jaybeazt, underdog, chaotic streak. Jaybeazt, gaming news, laughs you seek. Not a pro, but never weak. Caution, Jaybeazt may mispronounce your famous pronunciation game or make you laugh uncontrollably. Stream starting now. The fifth out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the end of the year. Oh my god, it's been such a long journey getting here. I feel like I've had a very busy year, and yeah, can't believe we're already going into 2026. But here we are, man. Here we are. You're almost at the end. It's 28 today. We got 3 more days to go, and then it'll be the next year. Hope you guys had a fun year, and this year certainly has been kind of uh, kind of life changing for me. Honestly, a lot of changes, in terms of my job, and in I will be also starting a new job as well. And then, this is the year I started doing all of this YouTube and streaming everything, and that has been quite life changing for me. I learned a lot of things, and I'm still learning a lot of things. And yeah, man, it's been kind of eye opening as well. So I'm quite grateful. As many hardships I've had this year, I feel like I've also learned a lot of things, and had a lot of eye opening moments, and made bold decisions. Uh, so I'm grateful for 2025, but I'm also hopeful for 2026 to be even better. And yeah, a lot of hopes, and a lot of plans for next year, man. A lot of plans for next year. Um, I'm hoping, you know, I'm gonna obviously continue to do this, and I will be starting a new day job, which is, I'm also working and doing this at the same time. So that will be quite difficult, but I'm gonna have to manage and then see how it go. But yeah, thank you all for sticking with me, and checking out my content, and tuning into my streams, checking out my content on YouTube, interacting, liking them, like leaving likes and comments and sharing them, all of it. I appreciate all that you do, and thank you for sticking with me. It's really been amazing, and it's even gonna get better. And if you wanna, do more things, please join the Discord. It's still in a very early stage, but I'm hoping more people join, the better it'll get. So we can do something together. We can hang out, maybe play some Battlefield. That would be nice. So let me know. Let me know. Sorry. Oops. I got my latte ready to go. It is. It is actually super hot today, and it is going to be hotter tomorrow. Anyway, today will be actually a short stream. It's not going to be very long because everything is kind of quiet. Everything's sort of wrapped up, and I am assuming people are taking their time off and spending time with the fam, which I'm going to be also doing for the next few days. So this will be my last stream for the year, and I will be back soon. I won't be taking a huge break or anything. I'll just maybe about a week. So it'll be probably not gonna see a lot of content coming through me. I mean, I still got. I've been working on a few videos, couple of videos. So I'll still be posting those over the next few days anyway. And whatever we talk about in this live stream will be also, as you know, will be posted as separate videos as well. So you'll see them. If you haven't watched this, you can watch stuff separately in bite-sized pieces on YouTube and also as shorts. But if you look tuning in here, this is what you're gonna get for the rest of the year, and I'll be back in a week or so because we got New Year's Eve, and we also got a few special occasions coming up, including my birthday. Yes, it's in the first week of Jan, so I'll definitely be taking some time off up until after that, and I'll be back as good as new, ready to go, lock and loaded for the next new year. Um, but yeah, until then, yeah, this will be it. Anyway, today my plans is to also talk about because it's the end of the year. We have to talk about what has been my best picks for this year, so that'll be fun to talk about. We also there's a huge list. I played a lot of games. I haven't played every game, I declare, but there's a lot of games that I have played, and a few stood out to me. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit about that. But then I'm going to wrap it up with my most anticipated games for next year. Next year is looking pretty crazy, so you're gonna want to tune in for this if you want to know what my most anticipated games are. Obviously, this is my most anticipated games. It could be very different for you as well, and that's completely fine. This is just what I'm excited for, um, and you know what? Most of it is pretty predictable, but most of it is. If you've been tuning in to my content, you know exactly what I will be excited for at this point. Um, yeah, we'll get to that. Before we do any of that, I have just few small couple of things that I want to talk about, including Bethesda. Yeah, Bethesda. They've had I think they've had a interview. Um, um, yeah, so several members of Bethesda Game Studios leadership team had an interview with Game Informer about the future of Fallout franchise, and one of the things that they have mentioned is the fact that Fallout 5, so they had a tidbits of information told about Fallout 5, and one of the key things that they have mentioned is that they're aiming for the game to be built in a way that players have to play Fallout 4 for 600 hours in order to complete it. Yeah, 600 hours, which doesn't seem like a lot for Bethesda games, to be honest. Like, if you played their previous games, you know their formula kind of leans in on you playing hundreds and thousands of hours of their game, and it's not really a surprise to hear. So I think, but what's surprising is like they're trying to take it down a similar path to what Fallout 76 has done, I think, and that's interesting because Fallout 76 was as you know, Fallout 76 is an online um, RPG. It's not a single player game like the previous Fallout was, but even though it was kind of a disaster at launch, they fixed it. I guess they fixed it enough so people came back to it. But yeah, it's built in a way um, that you can explore it and do a lot of things for a very long time. They had a lot of major uh, DLCs releasing every now and then. So it looks like the team at Bethesda Game Studios are taking a similar approach and using the similar concepts that they used in Fallout 76 to build Fallout 5. That's what it sounds like. And in this article that they mention, this is what it says here. Uh, Yeah, so one of the lead developers working on Fallout's next major iteration revealed that the goal is 600 hours in an ideal world. It's not the kind of game that can be played for just 20 hours, but players are going to be given enough meat on the irradiated bones to play for extremely long time. Being honest, we expected nothing less from Fallout 4. Yeah, with each new release in the series, Fallout has gotten increasingly expensive. Yeah, that's true. Same can be said about pretty much every Bethesda game that's been released in like every open world game, uh, apart from like narrative focused games like Indiana Jones. But even with Starfield, like they went all out with it. Like it's supposed to be this ultimate game where you never really stop playing it, even though it kind of went sideways with in terms of story wise and the gameplay wise. Um, but yeah, it makes sense. So it looks like this Fallout 4 will feature that as well. We don't know a lot about the game, but Todd Howard recently confirmed that it will be tied with the ongoing TV show, the Prime Video show. So that's interesting. And yeah, so this is exactly what they have, not for 100 hours, but an experience they can play for 200, 300, 600 hours, because that's the kind of games you make. That would be my hope going forward. Keep doing what we've done and also evolve. Yeah. Um, yeah. So obviously, like if you're like a really hardcore fan of Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and really like spend a lot of time in open world RPGs like this is probably like not a big deal. It's probably rookie numbers for you, but um, yeah, Fallout is the kind of series that can easily you can easily spend 1,000+ hours in a run, um, and it's obviously gonna have like mod and creation club content and expansion and regular updates as they do with other games. So I'm assuming they are gonna build Fallout 4 to be one that's gonna last for a very long time. I don't know whether the approach for Fallout gonna be a similar approach to what Rockstar did with GTA Online. I don't know whether Bethesda's planning to do something like that. I mean, that's essentially what Fallout 76 was. Essentially, it's an open world MMORPG. right? So, and that has worked out pretty well for them, not in a massive scale, but it worked out pretty well for them. So, obviously, seeing the success of that, and it has become a bit of a cash cow for Bethesda as well. So, why not continue that? Obviously. So, if where that's worked with Fallout IP, obviously you can't expect them to go back on just a single player um, open world game and then just call it a day. They're obviously going to try to milk that shit as much as possible because they're at the end of the day they're a company, and Microsoft, Xbox is struggling. They need more money. Not Microsoft, Xbox is struggling. So obviously they're gonna try whatever they can do to get to make as much money as possible. That's a given. So I think this is what they're going for. They want Fallout 76 is essentially probably gonna cease to exist, and they're gonna stop support for that. I think, or maybe they'll keep it alive. I don't know, but Fallout 4 will be bigger, better version of 76, where the support and the content will keep coming. Expansions will keep dropping, and it'll be supported for decades. I think that's what Fallout 5 is going to be. And let's face it, Todd Howard is eventually going to retire soon because he's getting old. He's not going to be around for Fallout 6 creation. So he wants to make sure this is something that they can run for a really long time. So I think that's the goal here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just my take on it. Let me know if you think uh, otherwise, because I would love to know what you guys think. But yeah, we don't know when it's coming. We just know that they're working on it. It's the same with Elder Scrolls, right? Like we really don't know the release windows for these games. They're just working on it, and that's all we know. It's probably gonna be like a 2030, if not later, when we see it. So if you're playing Fallout 76, don't panic. You still got a lot of time. We're just going into 2026, so you got at least another 5 years, I would say, before Fallout 5 comes out. So yeah, uh, let me have a sip of my latte. So cold, so hot. Okay. Um. Yeah. So we got moving on to the next thing. Next thing. uh. So we gotta talk about Clay Obscure. I mean, we've been talking about Clay Obscure quite a lot lately because they've been on the spotlight for a couple of weeks at this point, with winning pretty much every award that can be won under the sun, and they pretty much got it. They pretty much won everything. And joysticks, they won joysticks. They won the Game Awards. Pretty much took home the most amount of awards, and broke a record doing that. Also, indie awards. They technically won that, but then because of some AI use, indie awards decided to strip those awards from Sandfall Interactive and the Clear Obscure Expedition 33 title, which is, in my opinion, is a very much of an overreaction, I think. But yeah, it is what it is. But we can just say that they technically won it. So essentially, they took home pretty much every award that can be won. So it is not far fetched. People would be expecting their next game to be bigger, right? I mean, that's kind of a default expectation anyone would have when a studio or a game reaches this caliber of popularity, and that's sort of been the default expectation all this time, even for indie games. And like if you like, a very small example would be what what Team Cherry. Team Cherry is the very small indie studio based in Australia over here. Um, that made Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was a huge success, and even though Silksong, their second game, has taken a little bit of time to come out, they did come out this year, and it was also a huge, huge success. And the Team Cherry, they took a little bit more time because they ended up making a bigger, better version of the first game. That's what they did, and that's essentially what happens. Like even with indie studios, even with newer IPs, regardless whether you're an indie studio or a AAA studio, it doesn't really matter. Um, the second game, or especially if it's going to be like a continuation of the IP that you had your breakout with, the expectation is the second game would be bigger and better. Plague Tale had the same thing. Plague Tale Innocence was a pretty, pretty good double A game, and it actually was insanely good. Actually, not pretty good, insanely good. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and it won a lot of people's hearts. And then, even though it's a double A game, they went bigger and better with the second game, Plague Tale Requiem. So yeah, we have seen this happen over and over again with Claire Obscure devs, um, Sandfall Interactive. Um, it looks like they might not actually go down the same path that previous development studios have gone down with increase in popularity with their games, which is in a way is very refreshing to hear if you really think about it. What they have said is, let me just scroll down. I'm looking at this article posted by Games Radar, and it is uh, yeah. So this is what they have said. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully you can see what I'm looking at. Okay. So this is what it says. As per Edge's knowledge newsletter, director. Oh, jeez. Galom Brosh. I'm sorry. Uh, anyway, Sandfall Interactive implies as much as its director of Sandfall Interactive implies as much as he responds to a question of whether or not Sandfall Interactive's next game will prove to be a larger scale production than Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was. He says, "No, I think it's good to have limitations when you're creative," admits the lead. "It's the best way to be the best version of yourself. Even though the studio could go better, it won't. We could scale up now that we have a lot more money, but I would say it's not tempting for us. Because even the management team and myself, we'd have to be hands on and doing things for ourselves." Yeah. So that's what they have said. And also, they also added, that just isn't their thing apparently. We love making games more than we love managing, so we want to keep doing that. These past 5 years were some of the best of my life, and I want to be happy like that again. Yeah, I think I honestly think that they are making the right call here, because if you really look at Clay Obscure, it only took like very small team, and mind you, most of the devs, or the devs that started Sandfall Interactive, were ex Ubisoft devs that came out of that has actually worked on AAA games, didn't find the satisfaction they were looking for, and didn't get the 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 encouragement and the support necessary to use their creative input and like their creative ideas, put their creative ideas to use. So they broke away from these companies and created their own studio, and now we got Clay Obscure Expedition 33, which became Game of the Year undoubtedly by players' choice as well. Well, not game. I'm not talking about Game Awards, Players' Choice. It's different. I'm saying like generally, right? It won the hearts of many, and it was a brilliant game, absolutely brilliant. I don't even play turn-based games, and I enjoyed the hell out of that game, and it was really really good. So it's uh, it's pretty evident that they absolutely doesn't need to work with larger scale or scope um, in order to do better. They're more than capable of producing bangers with what they've currently got, whatever the resources they currently got, and it's working for them. So I don't think I agree with their sentiment of not wanting to go larger and staying as a small studio and working in a similar capacity. And I think it's worked for them so far. So why not keep going? I think that's good because I think at the end of the day they broke away from large scale situation to enjoy what they're doing, and it shows. Claire Obscure really shows that they really enjoyed making the game. Like you can really see that if you really look into it. So um, honestly, I think it's a good call. It's a really good call. This is a very different direction compared to a lot of the other studios would have taken, because they obviously have a lot more money now. So why not go bigger? Why not hire more people? Why not go larger scale? Why not make a bigger, better game? Not necessarily better, but bigger, right? But I think that will definitely take the enjoyment out of it as it gets bigger. So I think choosing to stay small, choosing to stay hands-on, you know, choosing to uh, you stay in touch with the creative input you have, and work on your passions rather than projects. I think that's the best call they can make. And the next game, because of that decision, will undoubtedly be another banger, another awesome game that we can expect from Sandfall. I think that's really good. Some people might not agree with me here, but I think it's for the best. It's for the best. Would they stay a small studio forever? That's hard to say. That's hard to say. It's possible that eventually they're gonna need more hands on deck, and the expectations gonna keep rising, and they're gonna want to grow eventually to some capacity, and little by little they might actually end up getting bigger without even realizing. Who knows, but they would be so good at managing their studio and keep it small and actually put you know turn out good games. They wouldn't have to do that. Who knows? As long as I think as long as they manage whatever the creative process they have managed uh, put in place so far, and then keep putting out good games, who cares? Who cares? Doesn't matter what they do, as long as they're giving up really good games like this. You don't have to care. But yeah, I thought about this. It's a really, really, really interesting and refreshing take coming from a development studio, which we haven't really seen or heard of before. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that Sandfall should be growing more and making better games using their talents, or they should stay the way they are, remain a small studio and work on passion projects instead of working on bigger, better projects that'll give them more money? I think, yeah, tell me what you think, because yeah, it's a very interesting take. Not wanting to scale up. Anyway, I got some Bioshock news. Bioshock, baby. Oh my god. Dude, it's been such a long time since we've had a Bioshock. Like, when did the last Bioshock game come out? Bioshock. Bioshock. Bioshock Infinite was the last game. Bioshock video game released in 2007. That's when Bioshock first released. And then we had Bioshock 2 releasing in 2010. And then we had Bioshock Infinite. I actually really enjoyed Infinite. That's one of my favorite games. Remains one of my favorite games to this day. So we had Bioshock Infinite releasing in 2013. Whoa, bro, that's been such a long time. 2013 feels like such a long time ago. That's more than a decade ago. Yeah, so it's been such a long time since I had a Bioshock. I mean, we've had Bioshocks coming out every couple of years and they just stopped. And as far as I know, we had like people reporting, you know, saying, Bioshock, they're working on something. They're working on something. Don't worry, like people are working on Bioshock. Hang on. Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock Infinite. For some of you might not even heard what this is actually. So I wanna show. What this is. Whoa. I'll mute this and play this. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mute it and I'm gonna play it. Bear with me a second. Alright, is that better? That's better. Oh, 2K. I'll just skip forward. Yeah, so this is Bioshock Infinite. And this was such a vibe, And I enjoy the hell out of this game, and it's because of the very, very distinct art style that they have chosen for this game. It's it still kind of holds up to this day, even though it's been over a decade since this release. The art style is kind of ageless, right? It's kind of a timeless art style. So, like, you don't really notice like, oh, it's aged poorly because like the graphics look shit or something. You can't really say that because it's a very intended art style. So it doesn't age. Isn't that fantastic? It's still, I mean, some of the textures you can tell. Okay, the textures have gotten better over the years, but other than that, it's actually holding up pretty well, right? So I really thought that we would keep getting infinite Bioshock games, but we just didn't. um, and something that we gotten even close to uh, a Bioshock game is something. Hang on. Overclock game. What is that? What's that game that got revealed in the Xbox showcase? Revolution Xbox game. Hang on, I need to find this. Oh man, I forgot the name of it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Damn, forgot. I forgot. Forgot what it's called. Shit. Uh, Clockwork Revolution, right? Clockwork Revolution. Yeah. So we had a game called Clockwork Revolution revealed back in back in I don't know, during the Xbox showcase like a few months ago. Clockwork Revolution. Let me show that here real quick. Okay. Yeah, Xbox showcase 6 months ago. This was 6 months ago, dude. That was a long time ago. Yeah. So if you really look at this, okay, this got like a very similar vibe to Bioshock Infinite, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. Yeah. So, but it's a very different game to what Bioshock is. It's a very different game. It's got some time mechanics to it, and but yeah, look at it. Like it's got the similar vibe. It's got like steampunk kind of thing going on for it. But it's in terms of like the art style, it could be. It looks very similar, and this is how I hope the next Bioshock game will look. To be honest, and I can't wait for it. But we haven't. It's been over a decade since we got the last one, but we haven't heard anything, absolutely nothing about the game. you know, absolutely nothing about the game. And I think over the years we've heard like few leadership changes happened with the studio, and that Bioshock 4 was in development hell. Um, yeah, so there was like a lot of like failed internal reviews apparently, and yeah, all that stuff. But we got some internal updates saying, yeah, okay, don't worry, we're still developing the game, blah blah blah. But that's it. We haven't heard or seen anything about the game. Nothing, absolutely nothing about the game. So yeah, but it looks like we might have something of a leak. So that would be nice to talk about, right? Essentially, what they're saying is okay. So this is a article posted by MP First. I referred back to this article, this website before. They sometimes have leaked information and rumors, and like they keep on top of that kind of stuff. So I look at their website sometimes. Anyway, my point is they got their hands on a leak for Bioshock 4, and it looks pretty interesting because it's now giving us a bit of a glimpse into the characters and the setting of the game. Exciting. Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. So, here, this is what they are saying, showing. I'll read it out to you and I'll show it to you. Hang on. There you go. Just make it bigger. There you go. You can see. Okay, cool. I'll make it a little bigger. Bye bye. All right. So first, look at the setting and environment details. So it looks like we are getting there's a prominent inclusion of a prominent casino. This inclusion makes perfect sense as we have repeatedly seen gambling throughout the series, most notably via slot machines. So uh, that's I don't know if that's from a different previous game or not. Probably not, I don't know. Additionally, separate intel points to a specific district or location named Solaria. While not depicted in the visual assets we obtained, we have heard multiple mentions of this place, along with a specific class of individuals known as Solarians. Whether these are the elite controlling the city, a faction of enemies, or simply everyday citizens remains to be seen. Uh, yeah, okay. That's what that says. Okay, so we got some screenshots of some of the assets that they have uncovered from this leak. One of them being this. So these are like some frozen exteriors, as they call them. Appear to be early technical tests confirming the inclusion of massive canyon-style landscapes. Considering the snow, it will be interesting to see how this is implemented. We can also see assets for cables and machinery that, even though they're nothing mind-blowing, certainly helps us confirm that artist aim is to retain the stylized look seen in Bioshock Infinite. There you go. That is exciting. So this is what they're talking about. Oh, that opened up. Oh, okay, that's better. There you go. These are the images that they're talking about. That looks awesome. So that's the canyons. So you can see that it's like, while it looks realistic, it has that stylized look to it. Look at that. And it's got a little. This might be like, I don't know if this is the NPC or the main guy that you play as. I'm not sure, but that's probably there to reference the scale. Uh, these cables. Yeah, it's got the It's definitely got the stylized steampunk look to it that we've come to expect from Bioshock games. So not not really it's surprising. The other thing that they have also mentioned, perhaps most exciting for long-term fans, is the possible return of the ecosystem similar to the original games. While we haven't seen the word splicer explicitly, we have found references to a specific individual or entity labeled as a male flusher. While their role is unconfirmed, we speculate that these flushers could function as the city's equivalent to the splicers of Rapture. If you have no idea what splicers are, it's those big uh, like, these things from these scary things. Hmm. Yeah. All right. Go back. Yeah. Anyway. Furthermore, give me a second. Just need to get this. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Yeah. So splices of rapture. So it looks like there might be similar characters to splices. I really honestly hope that they bring back like Big Daddy. you know, I mean, I know it probably doesn't make sense, but like that would be nice to get like Big Daddies back in the game because we didn't have them in Infinite. We only had them in Bioshock 1 and 2. But it would be nice. It would be nice to get some Big Daddies back. Anyway, uh, furthermore, we've heard about the possible return of the atom substance in some capacity. This substance from the first two games is known for granting superhuman abilities to its users and for causing addiction with its overuse, which fuels the hypothesis of crazed citizens roaming the city again. As for who could be pulling the strings from behind the curtain, uh, the MP first think it's this guy. These are the images. Oh my god, isn't this annoying? Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, it's they think this guy. So this isn't one of the assets. It looks like he's holding like up a globe, like Atlas style. But if you look at the other images, I think it forms part of like one big thing, like this one. And yeah, the articles assumes that it's this guy might be the villain in the game. So that's interesting. It's interesting. And also, yeah, that's it. And yeah, the little guy, they think that it might be the main protagonist, but probably not. I think that could just be like an NPC. But yeah, no idea. So yeah, so those are the leaks that they have had, and that looks interesting. We probably this is all we've got. This is all we got. We haven't got any confirmation about where in the development cycle they are, how close they are, to finishing up, or even showing a trailer. It's gone numerous number of narrative changes. So don't know, not sure what's happening. So, but at least we got this. So that seems to suggest that they are obviously working on it, and they might be somewhat further along in the development cycle than we think. Are we close to getting at least a trailer or gameplay reveal, or even just like a Bioshock 4 official reveal trailer, announcement trailer. I don't know if you're close to that, but it would be nice to get that soon. I hope in 2026. Fingers crossed. Right. But yeah, that's that's the league, bros. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. Anyway. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'm a huge Bioshock fan. I just really would love to get a new Bioshock game. But until then, we got we got this game, Clockwork Revolution. I'll take this. I'll take this until Bioshock comes. You know. Okay, let's move on to. Let's talk about my best picks for 2025. Okay, so for the record, I played. Uh, I played a number of games, like huge number of games this year, because before I started this stream, I was looking at okay, how many games have I played? Like, what are the games I've played? And I realized, like, I have played so many number of games. It's actually insane that I've managed to put in the time and the effort to do that. And it also made me realize that there's a huge number of really, really great games. So it's really hard to pick the top best picks. You know, it's really hard to pick the best picks. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So my, I think my first pick. Okay, this is actually okay. I have to give you a disclaimer. This is not in the order of preference. Okay, absolutely not in the order of preference. This is just based on what I like and what I thought deserves my best pick for 2025. And yours could look very different, and that's totally fine. That's completely fine. This is just my personal picks and the games that I really think that you should play before you move on to 2026 collection, because 2026 going to be a freaking insane year and you're going to get so many good games. I think if you haven't played any of the picks that I'm going to mention today, you need to try them before you move on to the next year. You have like 3 days. Get on with it. Anyway, so my first pick is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah. So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a freaking amazing game. This is obviously not for like everybody. I can tell you that right off the bat. It's got a very steep learning curve. Very steep learning curve. If you played KCD 1, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you play KCD 1, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, that is like that takes a lot of time to until you're like properly used to the combat system and everything. It's very complicated, especially the combat system, because you essentially start off as a nobody, and you got no skills. You don't know how to fight, and you're just like a blacksmith's son, and no one cares about you. You know, it's a medieval game, but you're just a nobody. You're basically an NPC in the game, so you have to like level up your skills from scratch. The game looked amazing, by the way. I'm just looking at this gameplay. I'm like, holy crap, that looks so good. And it does look this good, and you actually play, if you can't tell. But yeah, this is what you have to do. You have to learn everything from the beginning, even down to like riding a horse. The only thing you don't have to learn is walking. Everything else you have to learn and get good. So it's got a very steep learning curve, and that can put off a lot of people. And it did put me off at first too. Like it really did. When I first played KCD 1, I'm like, oh, this is so hard. Like the combat system is so difficult, and it's like it's like it it feels like a version of learning to walk all over again, but except you're learning to fight, and it really makes you feel like that. It really makes you feel helpless when you play it, and like you there's no other option than to actually get good at it to put it simply. But once you get good at it, and mind you, it doesn't actually take that long. Like you, if you just like really focus and like really like focus on the gameplay and try to do it exactly what they intended to do with the melee combat system, you will pick it up pretty quickly. And once you do, the game just opens up to you, and it's the best. It's the best feeling. And KCD2 does exactly that, but better. Better storytelling, better combat, and just overall better world. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like the biggest open world out there. It's not. It's going for quality over quantity, I would say. It's not a huge world. You experience the whole thing in first person anyway, so it feels bigger. um, and the pacing of the game is very slow. It's very intentionally very slow, and as you can see, like every even down to the dialogue has a lot of systems at play here. Um, like you have to stay fed, stay hydrated, or otherwise your stamina will go down. You have to sleep on time, otherwise your health will deteriorate. There's a lot of that too. You have to manage your inventory. You have when you talk to a person, you have to be careful. Everything can go south very quickly. Things in the world will affect you in very very different ways. You can get poisoned, not just poison. Like you can overeat as well. Like if you get overeat, like you get bloated or whatever, and you're slow. Yeah, things like that happen. So it's a very realistic take as well. It's almost like a sim, medieval sim, and well, role playing taken to the extreme. But it's very good because like it really makes you feel lost in the world, and you can like you're immersed and lost in it. And this is the kind of game you play for hours, and if you don't play for hours at a time, it's just not enjoyable. Like you have to play a couple hours, 2 hours a day if you're playing it, and to really get the feel for it, you know. And yeah, it's a it's a crazy game, and KCD2 just did everything better in every way compared to the first game. So because of that, it's one of my best picks. But I do understand this is not for everybody. You have to have a lot of patience to play this game. But the storytelling, the gameplay, the world itself is so alive, and everything just feels like LARPing. People do LARPing for exactly this reason, like to feel what it feels like to live in the medieval times. This makes you do that. This gives you that experience without having to LARP. That's what this is. And as you can see, like here, you're in a fight, but this is not just hack and slash like you normally get in games. You have to block attacks with your sword. You have to aim which direction your sword is swinging. um, and you have to exactly block in the same direction, like in the opposite direction to where their attack is coming from, otherwise you won't block it. Yeah, and the sword play is very deliberate and slow, like in real life. It's not fast, and you're not jumping around and doing double jumps and freaking doing combos. No, no, you're actually fighting in a realistic way, and that you have to get used to. That's the hardest part. That I would say is the hardest part in this game. Everything else is like pretty easy to get used to, the system. But there are a lot of systems at play, so it could be a little bit overwhelming when you first start off because there's so many things to remember. But once you do, it's like the world is your oyster, man. So yeah, KCD 2. If you haven't played this game, and if you've been reluctant to play this game, I would say start with KCD 2. If you haven't played KCD 1, don't play it. Don't play KCD 1. You don't have to. If you do play, you get a lot of the context and like lore wise. But the game pretty much starts off with giving you the backstory of Henry and what's happened so far. Like it catches you up. So it doesn't matter if you haven't played the first game. You can just jump into this and still enjoy it. And if you've been reluctant to play it, I would say KCD2 is the perfect jumping point, and you can just play it. And if you really end up enjoying it, then you can play KCD. Go back and play KCD1, I think, and you still have a good old time. But the thing is, KCD2 almost does everything that KCD1 does, except better, and it looks better too. So you probably, when you go back to KCD1, you're gonna notice a lot of the jankiness that was present in the first game. So that's the only thing. So if you want to play the first game, I would recommend playing that first and then going into this. But if you don't, just jump into this. You don't have to know what happened in the first one. You'll catch up and still enjoy this game. So definitely recommend. Definitely recommend. Anyway, so that's my first pick. Second one is South of Midnight. So this actually won in the Game Awards. I think it won like the best impact or something like that. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, it won an award at the Game Awards for best impact or something. But what I liked about this game is it had a lot of heart and it was very unexpected for me. I just played it because it was available for me to play for free, not free, but on Game Pass, on PC Game Pass. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot because it looks interesting. And it got like stop motion, clay motion animation going for it. And I thought that was really interesting. And I really loved the setting of like New Orleans, like swamp, that sort of like setting. So that's what this is. Like that's where the setting is. So let me skip to this is what the game looks like. So I really enjoyed that. And the game starts off with like a really, got a bad storm going on, and like this whole massive thing. The storm comes up, and like your house sort of gets taken away by the flood with your mom in it. Yeah, so you're chasing after the house, trying to get on it and try to save mom. It's insane. Like you first start off with this massive action set piece where you're trying to get to your mom, who's in the house that's been taken away by the flood, and it's literally floating away from you. And little by little, you sort of pick up on little cues of what the hell is going on. Like at first it's not as not everything you see is very kind of, how do I put it? It's kind of fooling you into thinking you know what's going on, but like the game appears to be not what it seems. That's all I will tell you. I'm not gonna show you any later gameplay for you guys anyway, because I don't. If you're planning on playing this, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Obviously not. But this game literally is one of the bigger, not the biggest, bigger surprises for me. Like more pleasant surprises. The story itself had a lot of heart and it was very enjoyable. And yeah, so you see that and I'm like, what the hell is that? It looked like a freaking spider. And you don't you don't see or hear about whatever that you saw there for a long time. It just leaves you wondering what the hell you just saw, and you just keep going as everything's normal. It's just a storm, whatever, and then the world slowly opens up little by little, and you're surprised at every turn, and it's a really, really fun experience. Really fun experience. So if you haven't, and it's a very quick play too. It's not that long. I think like 12 hours to finish the whole game. So if you haven't played this, I recommend that you play it. This is also coming to PlayStation 5, I think, and also Nintendo, I believe. I'm not sure whether, yeah. So it's It's gonna be on every platform soon. It's not just an Xbox exclusive anymore. So if you haven't played it, I really urge you to give it a shot. It's a very quick play. You can literally finish this in a weekend if you play. Um, Unless you're like a perfectionist, you want to go out to like every nook and cranny, looking for collectibles that'll take a little longer. It doesn't have a lot of collectibles, but it does have a few to keep you engaged. But if you're one of the person who just want to run through the story and experience for what it is, then it'll be a very quick run for you, and it's really worth your time. So that'll be my best pick.